Good day, Journal. Yes, you know that song. That song playing in your head is familiar to you. There was a time when you wouldn't have known that song. And if you did know, you wouldn't have admitted knowing it to anyone who knew you. Nope. Admitting that you knew this song would not have been cool for your image. Growing up in the still city of Gary, Indiana. Folks expected you to be like the iron that made the steel, hardened from the crucible of fiery trials of living in a place like Gary. Unyielding and unwieldy to foreign things, like the elemental composition of iron. No, you most assuredly wouldn't have known or admitted to recognizing this song during your youth. But you know the song now. You've known this song for a long time. You first heard it while watching Friday night videos. Man, was that a long time ago? Are you ever getting old? Time does not stand still. It is more than accurate to say that time flies by like a supersonic jet. That's the way time goes. Life goes by you in the blink of an eye. One day you are an 18-year-old who wouldn't think of listening to a musical tune from anyone other than an African-American musician. And then it seems almost suddenly that you have the most eclectic musical taste. Speaking of music, you know that George Benson was correct. Yes, as George Benson sang, everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. Nothing stays the same. The young become the old. Mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. Those like you who were once upon a time what seems only a brief time ago, the young have now become the old. Mysteries, which for you are timeless wisdom, do indeed unfold. Yes, that's the way of time. Nothing, no one, not even you, regardless of how diligently you work to remain in excellent health, goes unchanged. You may be able to slow down the aging process, but you cannot stop the sands in life's hourglass from falling, 'cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There it is again. That song you heard rummaging around in your head this morning. Do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Let's Man at Work. The Australian rock group singing Down Under. You've never been under, or down as in to Australia, but have long been a man at work. You've been a man at work since age 9 when Tommy L. Turner introduced you to the rake, shovel, and lawnmower. Sometimes it seems like that's all you do. If your name were Jack, I believe folks would say to you right now, all work and no fun makes Jack a dull boy. Or in your case, a dull man. We don't use boy to refer to men from where you're from. Too many men of your hue and genetic origin were called boys and treated like 3/5 of a human. And there's no way you're going to say or do anything that reminds you of that time of subhuman treatment and reduced and marginalized citizenship. You can say that you work all the time, and thus maybe visiting the land down under would be a promising idea. As you said in the beginning, time is not on your side. Time is like hot butter on breakfast toast. It melts quickly. Time is like hot butter on a stack of hot flapjacks. It appears only briefly. Time is like chocolate cake on a plate when you were a husky clothes-wearing kid. Gone instantly. Time is not on your side. So let's do it. Let's go to Australia today. Let's go first to Melbourne, since that's the home of Men at Work. You heard their song, so you should visit that city first. Then you can see Sydney and other prominent cities in Australia. As you mentioned, you've never been there, so you are unsure where to go first. But you know what you must do. You hear what your soul beckons. Go to Australia, to the land down under. There are many times when this soul-prompting urgency for living occurs, more than people would imagine. You hear something about a person, place, or thing, and then realize that because tomorrow offers no promises, you should meet or see that person, place, or thing as soon as possible, which for you often means immediately. This spontaneous and impulsive way of living is not for everyone. Honestly, you know that this seemingly hasty method of living drives a person or two up the wall. Most folks want time to plan. Most people pause and need time to think when you say, "Would you like to join me?" Which is rare because you don't like people, and traveling with people is way too peoply. However, when you invite others to join, as you will the team once you get to the office, you'll likely hear stuff like, "Nate, today? Seriously?" Or, "I would love to go, but I need to check my calendar." And those loved and adored ones who do not collaborate with you directly will likely, when you extend the invitation to join you, all expenses paid, of course, talk about how they need to ask their boss for time off, or that they need to see if they have enough vacation time. You take these explanations and contemplations as signs that you will be traveling the way you ordinarily do, and the way you like doing most. You will be going to the land down under, alone. Doing so, going alone is perfectly fine. No one needs to cry for you. You do love yourself some you. You aren't one for feeling lonely. You are fine being with just me, myself, and I. But you are going no matter who decides to join you. That is, to the land down under today. You're going because you don't know how long the Creator will grant you a beating heart and the physical ability to move gracefully and mightily about as you do now. You know you better take advantage of the opportunity to visit the land down under before your time is up. You better act immediately before someone buries you down under the soil and your soul goes up the yonder. Australia, look out. I'm not taking any time gifted by the Spirit for granted. Here I come. Another man at work is coming to the land down under.
Reflect and write. What place is beckoning to you? Since tomorrow is not promised, what should you do today? What should you take advantage of right this very moment? Have you been taking the time gifted by the Creator for granted? What opportunities have you missed out on or put off in hopes that there will be a tomorrow? Is your life in need of a dose of spontaneity? For what are you waiting? Now act. Maybe joining Nate and his Australian adventure down under doesn't resonate with you. That's okay, but do something today that you've been putting off. Add a bit of spontaneity to your life as an act of gratitude for today, for this moment in time. Maybe you should grab a blanket and have a meal outdoors. What about heading to a museum or a midweek movie? How about planning and paying for a weekend getaway so you don't change your mind later? Today, try on a little spontaneous and impulsive way of living, especially if you're a planner like me. Give it a try. You won't regret it. Now journey forward.